What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. In my opinion,
it still don't feel real, man. Bray Wyatt passing, bro. It still don't feel real.
It don't feel real. I actually do have the wrestling deaths in a section. I have like the R.I.Ps because that did hurt, and it was a more hurtful thing because you can't control life.
You can't. Like, what? Nah,
bro. Like I'm on Twitter. No. Twitter was going crazy. I'm like, yo, stop. I'm like, y'all lying. Y'all are lying to me.
No, but you know,
blowing up. I'm like,
I'm saying but it's cool because honestly, okay, because we could just jump right on into the RIPs because these are the list of wrestlers that we've lost this year. I actually have a list up. We lost Bray Wyatt, which, like I said, it still don't even feel real. And he was our age, so that hurts even more. We lost Terry Funk.
Yeah.
Another death that really hurt. Another death that really hurt that's like just became a year. Jay Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
We lost the Iron Sheik. We lost Billy Graham. We lost Bushwhacker Butch. We lost Draws. Lenny Poffo. Jerry Jarrett, Absolute Andy. I'm not too familiar with that one, and Mantar. Those are the wrestling deaths that we've had in 2023. And now I know death affects everybody differently, but the Jay Briscoe and the Bray Wyatt ones, obviously, because those are younger guys, and it's something about me. I don't mind sharing this, but death hurts me. I purposely try not to get used to death because I want to make sure I don't want to be what's the word I'm looking for?
Desensitized.
Yeah, there you go. I don't want to be desensitized to it. But people can watch all these things on social media and see harmful happen to people. The human mind is not meant to take in trauma like that. And even though we react to it differently, it's still just not meant for them to do. However, I still don't want to be desensitized to all that kind of stuff. So when I hear about these kind of things, those things really be affecting me. And one thing about me, preventable death, like everybody's going to die. But however, when it's like a death that happens to somebody young that could have been prevented, those deaths bother me the most. Car accidents.
Briscoe was in a car accident, right?
Yeah, it was in a car. Yeah, I'm not saying it was his fault, but he didn't have a seatbelt on. His daughters had a seatbelt on. He didn't have a seatbelt on. Yeah. And you never know if that seatbelt could have saved his life or not. And you never know what happened with homegirl that died in another car. Like why she swerved. I don't know. I don't think it came out that she was drinking. Those kind of deaths just really affect me, and then and the whole Bray Wyatt thing when it came out of how he pass away.
His meds, right?
He didn't plug up his machine. It's just like one little mistake can change everything. Those kind of things just hurt. Me the most, and let alone, but then when it's like Terry Funk or Billy Graham, Bushwhacker Bush, like, and not saying they don't hurt, it's just in a weird way, like they lived.
Mm-hmm.
They had
a lot of life.
Yeah, they had that life. Like it's still sad to see them go, but 79 or in their 70s or even in their 60s, it was just a chance to live a little bit, Life is short and we get that, but Jay Briscoe and Bray, they died in their 30s, man.
Now, if I may jump in here.
Yes.
I'm different from you. I am desensitized to death. I experienced it a lot, and I'm used to people dying. So when an older person dies for me, I will admit for me, it's like, oh yeah, I expect it. Now, with that being said, with the younger people, when they die, it is more jarring to me because I'm like, I didn't expect that. You weren't supposed to die. And deeper than that is the reactions. So like when Briscoe died, even though I know of him as a wrestler, I was more reactive to how his brother took it. And you can see how that completely demolished him, how it completely destroyed him. And how now he's still trying to recover and seems to haven't found his footing since losing his brother. That's more reactive to me.
So, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, I try not to become desensitized to death. Because that's dangerous. And I don't think people know. Because everybody has their way of coping with loss. Because we're not meant to process that. And even people having a desensitized attitude towards it, not caring about it or saying it doesn't bother me, it happens anyway, that is their own scapegoat of what they do in their mind to protect themselves. Nobody comes out feeling that way. They do that to protect whatever is fragile in their mind. That's how it works. It's weird. It's DNA, I'm saying, but that we weren't made to accept that. Because we don't accept that. For people we know and love, and for people we don't know. But I'm just saying, when somebody loses their life like that, I try not to be so desensitized to the point where I feel as though that I don't care about what that family's going through, or I don't care about the loss that they had, or for us, the impact on the wrestling business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the deaths of Jay Briscoe and Bray Wyatt, those affected a lot of people, and especially in the wrestling business, and it also made us in our ages to check our mortality. Because everybody, look, let's just be real. Everybody knows they're going to die, right?
Mm-hmm.
But does everybody know that they're going to think they're going to die like tonight?
Nope.
Or even tomorrow? Or hell, even next week or next year? Everybody knows they're going to die, but they don't think they're going to die now. And
I feel like that's why it's so much more shocking when it's a younger person. Because when people rationalize death, you rationalize death as like, yes, you die eventually. So if you're 80, yeah, that's eventually for most people. Yeah, you're 80, of course. But when it's like, oh, wait, you're 20. You're 20? I'm past 20. Damn, I could have been dead. That's the part that hits.
Exactly. And even when you, Lord willing, get to 80, you still don't want to die that day. Because we can't process that. Everybody wants to live as long as they can. You know? It's just that those kind of, situations where it's happened is very, very unfortunate, and it be affecting me a lot. But see, I'm okay because I was telling my wife, I was just like, I'm glad it so affects me because it feels like I still have a heart. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want nobody throwing me to the side like that. I'm not saying people throw themselves to the side because that nobody's doing that. It's just the way they process things. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff, it's just like, man, it's kind of like, remember in Arkham Knight, Joker didn't care about dying, he cared about being forgot about. Mm-hmm. Because that hurts him the most than even death itself, because he knows death is coming. And, and just like you, Quattro, when I heard the deaths of all those people, like the Billy Grahams and the Iron Sheik. First of all, the Iron Sheik, I was like, man, that's kind of messed up because I really enjoyed the Iron Sheik. Whether he controlled his Twitter or not, I just enjoyed the Iron Sheik.
He will be remembered for like people like, damn, this would be a good time if the Sheik was still tweeting.
Exactly.
I think somebody was still tweeting from his page.
Word?
Oh, wow.
I think so.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I still need somebody saying, screw Hulk Hogan. you know, those kind of things, but then also draws, and because of the situation with Draws. And for those who don't know, Draws was an Attitude Era wrestler. And
Draws?
Draws, yeah.
Draws.
Draw.
I was wondering, like, who's Draws?
That's what you wear, sir.
I know this man ain't talking with this man. We ain't got this man saying coffee instead of coffee.
Oh, yeah. Not coffee.
But
Draws, go ahead.
Yeah, Draws though. He was paralyzed by D'Lo Brown. Doing I think it was doing the running powerbomb or the sky high, whatever movie he was doing, and it was an accident, and he had just he's been paralyzed, and seeing him just go do life like that, I felt really bad because it ended his career, and he passed away, and it was just I was like, man. And I never got a chance to talk about him on the podcast. It was like it came and went, and by the time we got back to recording the show, it was just like, man, I just straight forgot to mention him, and that's the thing I'm talking about. It so much things be happening, and you just see a feed on your social media, and you're just like, oh man, that's messed up, and you're moving on. I was like, man, these are human beings here, I want to take some more time and care for them, But yeah, it was a list, and it's sad to know that in 2024, you hope, you wish, you pray that you don't have to do an in memoriam list, but they're going to be names. People die every year, and it just sucks. But you would have never told me in 2023 to start off last year that Bray Wyatt and Jay Briscoe would be on the list of ones that we lost this year.
1 year ago, at this moment, we're like, what in the world is a lights out match?
Oh, God.
Because that was at Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is. It's oh God, it was so unfortunate. Say that what Q was saying. It just doesn't feel real at all. It doesn't. But I do want to say rest in peace to all of who we have lost, and to all their families. And like I said, even for anybody that's out there that's affected by these deaths and things like that, we all got to stay strong together. Like I said, hey, and we keep praying that we can keep doing this show over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow is not promised. It is not promised at all.